Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda or Swamiji is a revolutionary spiritual master of our millennium. He walks on a mission to heal the world through the powers of meditation. Swamiji chose to be born as Rajashekaran in the sacred town of Tiruvannamalai in southern India. Mastering yoga and rigorous spiritual practices at a young age, Rajashekaran finally left home for the Himalayas in the quest of the ultimate truth. This quest led his feet to the holiest of pilgrimage spots and to great spiritual masters in India and Tibet. After years of wandering, study and intense penance, the boy Rajashekaran experienced the ultimate flowering of consciousness on January 1st, 2000. Rajashekaran became Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda. Guided by a divine vision, Swamiji set up Dhyanapita, a worldwide movement for meditation in Bidadi near Bangalore in India. At the ashram, seekers aged between 8 and 80 live and learn in the Master's presence. Ananda healing, a unique healing science formulated by Swamiji, has been baffling the medical world by curing diseases ranging from migraine to cancer. Qualified individuals are also initiated by Swamiji into Ananda healing. Today there are over 300 healing centers and over 700 healers worldwide. The Ananda Spurana program is an intensive workshop for chakra healing and meditation that brings together philosophies and techniques from the world's major spiritual streams. The Nithyananda Spurana program, or NSP, is an advanced level course where participants work on all their 7 energy bodies. Ananda Yoga is an introductory program to help integrate meditation into our normal lifestyle with practical and powerful techniques to cope with work stress, ill health, and failing relationships. Swamiji also reaches out to people with dhyana satsangs or mass meditation camps that take meditation to the remotest towns and villages of India. Swamiji travels the world, committed to spreading awareness about the role of individual transformation in shaping global communities. With a pragmatic vision that links Eastern philosophy to the Western scientific thought, Swamiji continues to awaken humanity to the significance of spirituality in our time.
I welcome you all with my heart and love. A small story. One day early morning, a Zen Buddhist master is an enlightened man. He woke up from the bed. He had thousands of disciples. Suddenly, early morning, as soon as he got up from the bed, he started weeping. He started crying aloud. None of his disciples could understand because he is an enlightened man. He used to wipe the tears of thousands of people But suddenly he is weeping, suddenly he is crying. And you do not know what these Zen masters do. They are very famous, popular for their mysterious ways of teaching, for their untraditional way of teaching. Suddenly he started crying, weeping and wailing. None of the disciples could understand. Anyhow, one disciple, who is a chief disciple, he went near him and asked, "Master, why are you crying? Why are you weeping?" He said, "Yesterday night, in my dream, I saw that I became a butterfly and started flying in our garden." But the disciple could not understand. He said, "Why? It is just a dream. Why are you weeping or crying for that now? Just you dreamt as if you became a butterfly. What is the wrong in it? Nothing wrong. It's after all a dream. Why do you weep or cry for that?" He said, "This is the statement you should understand. If you understand this one statement, you will understand the whole teaching or whole class which we are going to see today." He says, "I do not know whether I have dreamt that I became a butterfly, or that butterfly is dreaming that he has become a master and sitting in front of you. Understand? I do not know whether I dreamt that I became a butterfly, or the butterfly is dreaming now as if it has become a master and it has got so many disciples." Yes. How can you solve his problem? How can you answer for this question? He says, "I do not know whether I dreamt that I have become a butterfly, or that butterfly is dreaming, now it has become me." Anybody who can answer? Any answer? Now any of you have got answer? You can be open, you can come up. Yes.
That his dream was so beautiful that he was a butterfly.
Please, little loud.
Well, he dreamt his dream was beautiful that he was a butterfly coming back. Because he was coming back to the reality of what his life was all about.
No, what I am asking, whether the butterfly is dreaming that it has become a spiritual master, or the master is dreaming, master has dreamt that he has become a butterfly. Which is truth?
If a person dreams, he is the one who talks about the dream. But the person who appears in his dream would not talk.
No. In the dream, when he is butterfly, he may be thinking, "Oh, I dreamt last night that I have become a Zen master and I had so many disciples." What have I got to say about that? He may be telling his friend butterfly or his partner butterfly, "Oh, you don't know, last night I dreamt that I became a Zen master and I had so many disciples around me in my dream."
Both these thoughts are transient.
That is what is the essence of today's class. Let us enter into the subject. He said rightly, both the thoughts are transient, both are not permanent. But do we understand? We always think this is permanent. Wherever we are, we think that it is permanent. We hold on to it, we possess it, we try to identify ourselves with it. So what it is, that is what is the gist of this today's class. I do not know whether you are all able to read what is written. You are all not able to read? Just cover it with video. Shall I go there and stand explain? Then you will be able to understand. Just 1 minute, if you all understood the tabular column, then you will be able to understand today's words. Can I take this mic?
Do you want us to bring it close to you?
Okay. Yes. That will do, because I can sit and have the mic and explain. Sorry, my handwriting is not so good because I never write. You will be surprised if you live around me for 1 or 2 days to see my lifestyle. I am the founder of the international institution, International Meditation Movement, who is running so many centers around the world. But I don't use watch, I don't handle money, I don't use cell phone, I don't write. But somehow the whole show is running.
Everything you are doing, Swami.
That is what. I don't have bank balance. There are a lot of things I should tell that. Without all these things, a man cannot imagine that he can be alive. That's why my handwriting is very bad. At least, let me explain. See, above I have written, now could you read at least?
Yes.
With thoughts, without thoughts. This is with eye conscious, without eye conscious. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. You don't bother about this will come last. These 3 you try to understand, let me explain. That 3 if you understand, then the subject will be understood. With thoughts, with eye conscious, you have 2 states of mind. One is with thoughts and without thoughts. Anywhere, if you don't understand even 1 step, please stop me and question me, because it's like a step by step. If you understand the whole thing, then only you will be able to grasp. It is very subtle but very beautiful teaching. Just this understanding can do a lot in your life, can free you from the major depressions and anxieties and fears, can free you from lot of possessiveness and lot of jealousy. It can make your life more joyful. It's not that you will lose your comforts. It's not that you will give up your life. No. It can make you to live more joyful, more blissfully, to take the right decisions in the life. You have 2 states of mind, with thoughts and without thoughts. You see, now you have thoughts. In the deep sleep, you don't get thoughts. These are 2 states of mind. And the same way, 2 states of consciousness. With the consciousness that I, without that consciousness that I. Now, you have a clear idea about you, the I consciousness. You know that your name, that you are I. In the deep sleep, you don't have that I. You don't remember that you are somebody. Now you remember that you are somebody. You have an identification. In the deep sleep, You don't have the identification. This is the two states of consciousness. These are two states of mind. With thoughts, without thoughts. With I conscious, without I conscious. All of you understand this one subject? Anybody who is not, please you raise your hands. Now, these two states of consciousness and these two states of mind, they both overlap on each other and create totally 4 states of your being. 4 states of your being. 2 states of consciousness and 2 states of mind. Actually you have mind and the being, mind and the consciousness. 2 states of consciousness and 2 states of mind overlaps on each other and create 4 states of your being. Let me explain how they overlap and how they create states of your mind or your being. With thoughts and with I conscious, it is called waking state. Now, you are waking, you are in the wakeful state. You have thoughts also and I conscious also, that you know you are somebody. You are son of somebody, daughter of somebody, your name, your position, your properties, your job, your business. You have the I conscious also, you have the thoughts also. This is called waking state, Jakrat. In Sanskrit they call it as a Jakrat, wakeful state. The next thing, in the dream state, you have thoughts. The dream thoughts will be there, but you don't have a solid I consciousness. You don't have solid I consciousness. Now, you may be a male of 50 years old, but in a dream, you may be dreaming yourself as a 25 years boy. In the dream, you don't have solid I conscious. With thoughts, but without I conscious, is called dreaming. The third state, without thoughts and without I conscious. In the deep sleep, it is called Sushupti in Sanskrit. Sushupti. You neither have consciousness nor you have thoughts. This is called deep sleep. Sushupti. Jakrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Swapna means dream. Sushupti means deep sleep. Jakrat means the wakeful state, the waking state. All of you understand the 3 states? Anybody who has not? You understand, Mrs. Muttaya? You could follow? This is the 3 states of your being. You all know only these 3 states. Let you understand these 3 states, then I will come for the 4th state. The last portion we will see. Any of you have got any question about these 3 things, you can ask me, the subject which I explained. Because it is a basic understanding. Every student of spirituality or every student of life, not only spirituality, every student of life needs to understand this.
In the dream, when you say with thoughts, whose thoughts are there? The person who is in the dream.
In the dream state, both are one and the same. Thoughts, in the dream state, you don't have the different identity that one person is dreaming, the other person is sleeping. You understand? The one person is dreaming, the other person is in the dream state. That differentiation will not be there. In the dream, you will have only one identity, that you are dreaming. You are seeing, that's all. Not even you are dreaming. When you understand that you are dreaming, immediately you will see, you will wake up from the dream state. If you have observed, whenever you come to a thought that you are dreaming, immediately you will wake up from the dream. Whenever you see a lion in the dream, or an elephant in the dream, or dangerous dreams, immediately the first thought will come, I am dreaming. You will wake up. So as long as you don't have the two person, the person who is dreaming and the person who is seeing, if you don't have the two different identities, you can carry on the dreaming. When you understand, no, I am just dreaming. What is happening, who is seeing is not me, you wake up. You understand what I mean? When you understand that you are dreaming, immediately you come back to wakeful state. He asked a clear question. It means he is thinking about this. Any other question? Okay. We have 3 layers of our being. These are the 3 layers. In the first layer, in the first state, Jakrat, the waking state, you use this body. You use this body. The second layer, the dreaming state, you use one more body called Sukshma Sarira, subtle body. You use the one more body called Sukshma Sarir, subtle body. See, you will be sleeping in Los Angeles, in your house. But suddenly in dream, you will see that you are in India. With your parents, with your relatives. How you feel you are in India? With some body only you feel that you are seeing all of them. The body which you use in the dream state, the body which you think you have in the dream state is called Sukshma Sarira. The third body is called Karana Sarira, which you use in the deep sleep state. It is conscious, it is subconscious, it is unconscious. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. Whatever desires or the thoughts unfulfilled in the consciousness goes to subconscious. It's like if you fast for 1 week without food, you will see exactly the dream in the night as if you are having a big feast or a party. Any of you have fasted? Then you will understand what I say is totally truth. The same way, anything you suppress, immediately you will see that is happening in the dream state. That directly projects itself, expresses itself in the dream state. If you are afraid of something, for example, if you are afraid of snake, in the conscious state, whenever the thought of snake comes, you suppress it. If you see somewhere the drawing of snake, you don't allow your mind to proceed behind the drawing. Immediately you turn your face. If you see somewhere something which you are afraid, immediately you turn your face. You don't allow the mind to think about it. Whatever you suppress, whatever you don't look, whatever you try to avoid, everything directly goes to subconscious and it comes out in the dream state. Same way, if your boss is firing you, if your school principal is misbehaving with you, if your school principal is torturing you too much, you wanted to give back, you wanted to fire him, you wanted to punish him, you will not be able to do in the conscious state. What you do? You suppress your anger. In the dream you will see, you will be taking the revenge. You will be taking the revenge. Your suppressed anger comes out in the dream. The same way sex. When you avoid seeing a woman, exactly you will see that woman, same woman in the dream. Anything suppressed, it comes up in the dream. Anger, sex, violence, anything suppressed, it comes up from the subconsciousness. It comes up from the dream state. The next level, deep sleep, or the Karana Sarira, the unconsciousness. Here, all the processing takes place only in the unconsciousness. All process about your body, your mind, your structure, your thinking system, everything happens only in the unconsciousness. Whatever data you collect, everything just goes to unconsciousness. Actually, we can say this is like the memory. Whatever you collect, whatever you see, psychologists say, if you see 100 things, you look only 2 things. Please understand the difference between seeing and looking. If you see 100 things, you look only 2 things. If 100 things are happening around you, you observe, you take in only 2 things. It means all the 100 things go to unconscious, but in the conscious level only 2 things are expressed. A small incident which has happened actually. I had a driver. He was driving for me more than 6 months in Bangalore. We have ashram outside Bangalore, outskirts of the Bangalore we have ashram. Inside city we have a city center. Every day I visit city center. He takes me from city center to the ashram and from ashram to the city center every day. One day I wanted to go somewhere between the city center and the ashram. There's a big mosque. Next to that mosque there's a road. Through that road I wanted to go. I told my driver, you see, when you get down from the Mysore bridge, there's a big mosque. Next, please take right in the next road and go to a place where I wanted to go. He says, mosque? I have never seen any mosque there. I told him, no, as soon as you get down from the Mysore road bridge, there is a mosque. He said, no, for last 6 months I am driving you, Swamiji. I have never seen any mosque. I told him, do you know Mysore bridge? He said, yes. Do you know when you get down from the Mysore bridge what comes? I know. He said, yes. Do you know before Kengeri what comes? He said, yes. There only the mosque is there. What, Swamiji? I am telling you there is no mosque. Then finally I told him, as soon as you get down from the Mysore bridge, what do you see? He said, there is Anjaneya temple, that I see. I told him, all right, you take next road from that Anjaneya temple. Then I told him, from the Anjaneya temple, the same road only, you please take the next turn. He said, you tell that way, Swamiji, I can understand very clearly. There is Anjaneya temple. But what do you say that mosque? But I tell you, the mosque is 5 times bigger than the Anjaneya temple. Both are there, opposite to each other. When I said Anjaneya temple, immediately he said, yes, I can recognize that road, Swamiji. What you say is perfectly right. Yes, I can take you that road. Through that road, we can reach where you want to go. The mosque is 5 times bigger than the Anjaneya temple. That man goes through the same road every day. He comes and goes through the same road. He could very clearly remember the Anjaneya temple, which is very small, but he could not recollect the mosque, which is so big, which is such big. Just because of his Hindu conditioning, he sees the temple but not the mosque. He sees the temple and the mosque both, but he looks only the temple. The mosque is not recorded. Mosque is not in his conscious state. Then what happens to all the memories? Whatever you see, your eyes are seeing them. Whatever you see, everything is taken as a memory into the unconsciousness. Only what you want to handle, those datas, those details are brought to consciousness. Whatever you see, whatever you listen, whatever you hear, everything goes back to unconscious state. Mosque, temple, church, everything will be recorded in the unconscious state. But what you want to use, what you think as useful for your life, only those details, those datas, those memories are brought to conscious state. This story can tell you how much the conditioning plays a role in your life. In many places you can see, through the same road you will be crossing. The casino will fall in your eyes, but not the other shop or the temple. If you are an atheist, temple will never fall in your eyes. If you are theist, except temple, nothing will fall in your eyes. According to your mental conditioning, some things fall in your life, fall in your eyes, some things never. The same way, even in your life, all your ideas about the other person, it is just according to your conditioning. See, in the house, we never live together. We live in one place, but we never live together. Only first few months you live with your husband or your wife at the time of marriage. Once the honeymoon is over, you never live with your husband or with your wife. By the time 6 months you live, you create an idea about him or about her. After that 6 months, you live only with that idea. You never live with the real person. Whatever he does, you look through only that conditioning. Whatever she does, you look only through that conditioning. Through that conditioning only, you look at him or at her. Only through that conditioning, her deeds or her acts or her words are judged. You don't see the whole person. If she does 100 things, you remember only 2 things which you want to remember, not everything else. Every day she will be serving from morning till night. You don't remember that. One day the coffee fell on you, only you remember very clearly that. No, because you already conditioned yourself. It's like, you read a 100-page novel. After reading, only random 2 pages you got in your hands. Other 98 pages are lost. After a week or 10 days, you try to reconstruct the whole novel from these 2 pages. How much it will be true to the original? How much it will be true to the original novel? Never. Just the same way, in your life also, all the 100 incidents reaches the unconsciousness. What 2 incidents which you want to handle, only those 2 incidents, according to your conditioning, comes up. From that 2 incidents, you handle the other person. That is why you never look into each other's eyes. You may be living years together, but count the moments of facing each other. How many times per day you look into each other's eyes? 24 hours you live together. But you count how many times you look into each other's eyes directly and relate. You don't need 2 hands to count. 1 hand is enough. Because we live with only the prejudice. We live only with the conditionings, not with the real person. This is unconscious, where all your memories are stored. This is conscious. From here only you take few data which you want to use, few details with which you want to live your life. If you can keep one watch there, it will be useful for me tomorrow. Thank you. These are the 3 states of your being. Now, as on now, we handle only one state. Only one state is under your control. Only one body is under your control. You have 3 bodies, but only one body is under your control. Other 2 bodies are not under your control. That is why the quality to enjoy the world is very less. Somebody asked me, I went the other day to the Universal Studio. Swamiji, why did you go there? What Swami has got to do with the Universal Studio? What can you enjoy? You are a Swami. You are a sannyasi. I told them, fool, you have a total misunderstanding about the sannyas. Sannyas is the ultimate luxury a man can have. Enlightenment is the ultimate luxury a man can have. You do not know the value of enlightenment. Enlightenment is the ultimate luxury a man can have. When you see a rose, how much you see, how much you enjoy, at least 3 times more I enjoy the same rose. The rose is more rosy for me. The green is more green for me. The life is more living for me because I live with 3 bodies. You live only with 1 body. You understand? Now if I say, please raise your right hand, all of you will raise your right hand. Because this body is under your control. If I say, bring your mind and concentrate on the third eye, on your forehead, can you concentrate? No, you cannot. Because the second body, the subtle body is not in your control. It is not in your control. Third body is not in your control. Only this one body is under your control. If the third body is under your control, any moment you can switch off and sleep. But the sleep is very big problem. If it comes, it comes. Otherwise, you cannot control your sleep. Whenever you want, you cannot wake up, and wherever you want, you cannot sleep. If you live around me, the people who live around me, you can talk to them and understand. People will be asking me. Actually, I sleep only hardly an hour or 2. Early morning, 5:30, you can see me walking in the ashram. And around 2:30, you can see me going into my room. From 5:30 to 2:30, my routine, day routine happens. And when I come out of my room, lot of written work will come out with me. The written papers for the next day's work. They ask me, Swamiji, what happens? We see you throughout the day. And only hardly you are in the room, few hours. And so much of written papers are also coming out when you come out. Do you bring it from somewhere else? How does it happen? Because the third body is under my control. If the third body is under your control, you don't need much time for sleeping. Your sleep, the quantity will reduce, the quality will increase. The quality of your sleep will be very deep, but the quantity will not be too long. The time can be shortened and the quality can be deepened. Now these 2 bodies not under your control. These 2 bodies not under your control. You have only 1 body under your control. If I say concentrate your mind and keep it on your forehead, you cannot. Only 1 body is under your control. It means God has given you 100-acre land. Only 33.3 acres are useful. Other 67 acres are not used. It is there empty, barren, lying as a desert. Your life, you live only with 33%. An enlightened man lives his life with 100%. Then you can understand enlightenment is the ultimate luxury a man can have. You see, when 66% of your being is not under your control, what you can live? A normal person, even if he goes to Universal Studio, unless his mind is joyful, he cannot enjoy it. And your mind in the elated mood or the depressed mood is not under your control. Anything can make you depressed. And even without anything, you can be depressed. Once you master the art of worrying, you don't need to have any reason. You see, in the starting only you need some outside reason to be worrying or depressed. After some time you master that art. If everything goes well also, you start thinking, today everything is going well, I don't know, tomorrow something bad is going to happen. What is going to happen? No, that's what people think. See, if everything goes well today, what do you think immediately? Tomorrow something bad is going to happen. That is why today things are going well. Once you master the art of worrying, you don't need anything else. And simply you are in the state of worrying, or you are in the habit of depressed. So when this second body, subtle body, is the master for depression, if you have not mastered the second body, how can you be joyful? I have seen people say, oh, marriage, what beautiful moment it is. You always praise the past moments as a beautiful moments. You say, the college life, so beautiful. When you are in college, you say, the young age is so beautiful. When you are after marriage, you say, the marriage moment, so beautiful. But when you are living at that moment, what do you feel? You have 1,000 worries. You have 1,000 moods. Only in the photograph, you enjoy those moments. When you are living, why people take the photographs, Because they know only by photographs they can enjoy. Only from photographs you enjoy. Your whole life you can see. You enjoy all your past incidents by seeing the photograph. But when you lived that moment, what was your mood? Analyze. What is your mood now? Only this was the mood when you lived that moment also. But you again and again think, no other way. You console yourself by seeing the photograph that you had very beautiful moments. You had blissful moments. As long as these two bodies comes under your control, as long as these two bodies are not under your control, how can you live the life? How can you live totally? The quality in which you live totally differs. The joy, the ecstasy which happens to you becomes totally different when these two bodies are brought under your control. They say in a Zen, there is a beautiful meditation called tea ceremony. It's nothing but enjoying a cup of tea, nothing else, just enjoying a cup of tea. They say that enjoying a cup of tea can give you enlightenment. They say that it can give you enlightenment. How you know? First, they bring all the three body under your control, and then they start enjoying the cup of tea. It is not that they say, I say from my experience, I have did that meditation. A simple ordinary tea, which every day you drink, you don't drink actually, you pour it and close. We actually don't drink. We don't eat we don't drink or we don't eat. Actually we don't eat or drink. We just open the mouth, throw inside and close it and wipe the mouth. That's all, nothing else. When you really enjoy, then you will understand what it means. I felt as if my whole being is drinking the tea. You see, the food which is going to give a vital energy to you, which is going to give energy to you, that's going inside, but you don't feel satisfied. You feel only the hunger and thirst. Do you feel the satisfaction after the food? When you can feel the hunger and thirst, you must be able to feel the satisfaction also. Am I right? But do you? No. And what for you eat? Tell me. What for you eat? To have the energy. Am I right? To have the energy. After food, do you feel energetic? After food, everybody feels like a... Then what it means? See, the sun is rising to give light. But when the sun raised, you feel that darkness has entered into your life. Then what it means? Something basically problem. Somewhere, some basic problem. That is what here. When you add your food, you feel tiredness. You feel like a rest. No, you feel like as if you want to rest. Because you don't eat with all your three bodies. You don't enjoy anything with your whole being. You enjoy only with only one body. I say, by understanding this, don't think you will leave this world I say, you will live the world, you will live the life more intensely. If you want to have more joy, Tantra says, I do not know how you will take, but it's a truth. I give you the statement. It's a little bold statement. He says, only a man who has got all these three bodies under his control will know what is actually a relationship means. Otherwise, you can have only kids, but you do not know what is really relationship means. It's a very frightening statement. Actually, in the meditation course, in our 2 days course, there is a one session on sex. One session on sex and Muladhara Chakra. Somebody asked me, you are a sannyasi, you are an enlightened person, how can you talk about that subject? What do you know about that subject? And an elderly man who is more than 60 years, he told me that if he talks about that subject, he can talk. He has got authority, he knows. How can you talk about that subject? I told him, of course, very politely, no other way. You know only reproduce. You do not know what is relationship. A small example can explain. An ordinary man knows how to switch on the light. He knows if you put on the light will give you the light. If you switch it on, you will see the light. If you switch it off, you will not see the light. There will be darkness. Ordinary man only knows this much. Only an electrician will know the circuit. What is happening behind the whole scene. For an electrician, there is no need to come and switch on every light and see what is happening. There is no need for him to come and experiment. There is no need for him to come and live each and every switch. But he knows what will happen, by what. Because he is the electrician. He knows the circuit. The same way, ordinary man knows only if you switch on, it will burn. If you switch off, it will stop. That much only you know. That much only ordinary man knows. But once a man brings all his three bodies under his control, it is not necessary for me to go and switch on and see. It is not necessary for me to go and live and see. But only a master knows the circuit. Only an electrician knows the circuit. Master knows a total circuit. Only when you have mastered your three bodies, you become a master. Only then you will know a real relationship. That's why in India there is a habit. Before a man enters into the householder life, the grihastha, he will be trained into a spiritual life. The Western philosopher, they question why a man should be trained into spirituality before he tastes a life, before he enters into the grihastha life, the householder life. First he should undergo the grihastha life, then only he should go for a spirituality. First he should enjoy, then only he should go for a spirituality. Always the Western philosophers have got the idea that why it is the other way in India. But the Eastern mystics, they say, unless you have all the three bodies under your control, you cannot even enjoy the world. To enjoy the world, to really feel the life, you need these three bodies under your control. Unless these three bodies are under your control, whatever you may have, house, bungalow, wife, kids, everything, you will enjoy only with one body. The depth of enjoyment is very less. Rose is more rosy when you bring these three bodies under your control. Green becomes more green when you bring these three bodies under your control. Life becomes more living when you bring these bodies under your control. That is the reason they say, before entering into the life, understand your being. Understand your being, then you will see life becomes the ultimate luxury. Even a cup of coffee, you will enjoy. If you really enjoy a cup of coffee, with your whole being, you will see it's nothing but Amrita. Nothing but Amrit. Nectar means don't think somewhere you will be given that. No. When you put your whole being, then what you eat, what you enjoy becomes Amrit. The smell which you smell around your garden becomes Parijata Vriksha. What is told in the heaven? What is told about the heaven? It is not that the spirituality is necessary to renounce the world. No. It's a very wrong idea. It's not for renunciation, it is for living. When you enter into these three bodies, when this three body comes under your control, you live so intensely, you go beyond. There is a beautiful sutra in a Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Only once a man really relates with the other, you will see he goes beyond the relationship. He goes beyond the relationship. It's not that he will not relate, but he is beyond relationship. If he wants, he relates, otherwise he relaxes. The relationship will not be a pressure on him. It will not be a torture on him. We use the word hormonal torture. The pull or the push towards the life will not be there. You will see only then a man really enjoys the life. When these three bodies are brought under your control, you will see what actually life is, what actually living means. Now, we will understand what is meant by the fourth state. What is meant by the word awakened state? I wanted before these three states, all of you understand? Any question?
The person in the waking state will understand body. Body in the dream state will understand. But how do you explain what is the body doing in the deep sleep state?
In the deep sleep state, the body is there. You cannot remember the form or the shape of that body when you come to these two states. You understand? Actually, there is a little bit of similarity between these two states. Between these two states, there is a little bit of similarity. That is why you remember your dream state body. See, what you see in the wakeful state, the same thing only you see in the dream state. Little bit altered this way, that way. If you see in the wakeful state, elephant with one trunk. In the dream state, 10 trunks. But same what you saw here, only will be there. Multiplication. You understand? Either multiplication or subtraction, a little bit of alteration. Whatever you see here, only will be seen here. That is the reason you remember about this body in the wakeful state. But this is totally a different state. You will not be able to remember what body, which type of body you have in the deep sleep. In the deep sleep also you have a body. But it is so different plane, you will not be able to remember. Once you do the meditation, once you bring this deep sleep body under your control, then you will be able to understand. It will be like I can say from my experience, it will be like a vague color. If you are a peaceful person, you will see your Karana Sarira, the deep sleep body, as a white. If you are a person continuously in the inertness, you will see it's a black. If you are somebody who is a workaholic, they will see their deep sleep body as a red. It will be like a color, just a piece of color. That is what the deep sleep body. But you will be able to see only when you meditate and enter deeply into your layers. Now you will not be able to remember it. Any other question? Okay. You see, around the world, there are so many religions. Each and every religion has got its own concept about the life, its own concept about the death, its own concept about the marriage, its own concept about the giving birth to the kids, its own idea about the how to eat, what to wear. On everything, each one has got their own idea, their own concept. On one thing, almost all the mystics, they agree. All the mystics, they agree only one word, only one statement. There is one statement you can find from all the great works of all the religions, from the Bible, from the Quran, from Gita, from Guru Granth Sahib, from all the great books, you can find one statement, that is, man is asleep. Man is asleep. From all the masters, Jesus says it, Buddha says it, Krishna says it, Guru Gobind Singh says it, Muhammad says it, everybody. They say man is asleep. What it means? What actually it means? You see, when all the masters, they agree on one point, it cannot be said as a false. And it is very difficult to make all these masters agree on one point. There is a sloka in Vedas. If two rishis agree with each other, please be careful, someone is fake. Someone is fake. No, it actually says, if two rishis agree with one another, please be very sure, someone is fake. Because each one will express their enlightenment in a different way. Because enlightenment is a unique flower. It is unique flower. It is not equal, unique. Unique flowers. Each master is a unique flower. So, people come and ask me, in my native place, there is a place called Thiruvannamalai in South India. I am born and brought up there. There is a belief, not belief, it is a truth, that in the history of that city, it is written that Shiva himself promises, in 3 forms he will be available to the world. One is in the Shivalinga, which is in the temple, the deity which is in the temple. The second is that hillock, that there is a beautiful hillock on that city, in that city. The second is that hillock. Third is an enlightened master from that place. He will be available to the world in 3 forms. One is that deity in the temple, another one is the hillock, third is an enlightened master from that place. So people consider that the lineage, first was Seshadri Swamigal, then Ramana Maharshi, then Ram Surat Kumar, the one more Swami. Now people consider me. And somebody used to come and ask me, Swamiji, Ramana Maharshi was just sitting silently and not doing anything. You are going around the world, spreading meditation. Why? I always tell them, enlightenment means not imitating somebody else. You become a flower on your own. You become unique. I tell them, when Ramana became enlightened, that is his enlightenment. He expresses in that way. When I became enlightened, this is the way it expresses. So enlightenment expresses. I tell them, it is not that I am possessing enlightenment. If I possess enlightenment, I can act as I want. But enlightenment is possessing me. It's not that I am possessing it. If you possess it something, then you will behave as people want. But I am not possessing it. That is possessing me. So enlightened people are unique flowers. Each one blossoms in their own way. You cannot make them agree in one point. But on this one step, on this one point, everybody agrees. What it means? Man is fast asleep. Buddha explains. Buddha gives a beautiful explanation. He says, you dream even while you are awake, while you are in the wakeful state. Just relax in an easy chair, close your eyes, and you will find in 2-3 minutes that you are dreaming. It is not that you need to go for sleeping. No, don't fall asleep. Just relax in your chair, close your eyes, just be there 1 or 2 minutes. You will see the dreams are going on. It is called daydreaming. Continuously, dreams are going on in your system. Continuously, dreams are going on in your system. Either you are awake or you are dreaming. It's like stars in the sky. In the night time, you can see the stars. In the daytime, you can't see. Because you can't see, can you say that stars have disappeared? Can you say the stars have disappeared? No, they are there. If you go into a deep well, from that well if you see, you can see the stars. If you get down into the deep well without water, please don't get into the well which has got water. If you get into the well which has no water, in India you can see dry wells in the villages. If you get into the deep wells, some 40 feet, 50 feet wells, from there if you see the sky, you can see the stars. A certain darkness is necessary to see the stars. Otherwise you can't see the stars. Just because you can't see the stars, don't think there is no stars. The same way, when you sleep, you see dreams. Because your activities are not there. You don't have a day-to-day activities. So you see the dream. When you are awakening, when you are in a wakeful state, because of your routine, your continuous work, you don't see the dreams going on, but it is going on. All of you understand? Because what I am speaking is, everything is happening in your life. It is all the truths which you are facing, experiencing in your life. You see, if I speak on some ritual or some religious things, there is no need for you to understand. If you simply follow, that's enough. There is no need to understand. But I am not speaking about some ritual or some god or some religion. People come and ask me, Swamiji, please teach me, how can I see, how can I love, how can I have devotion, how can I have love for that 1800 Kali, that Astada Subhida Mahalakshmi Durga Devi. She is now famous in Tamil Nadu and South India. She is now popular. People come and ask me, Swamiji, how can I see her, how can I have love for her, please teach me. I tell them, fool, first go and try to have love for your two-handed wife. First try to go and live beautifully, happily with your two-handed wife. Then you can have love for the 1800 women. We don't understand the two-handed wife or two-handed husband, how to live with them. But we want to have the love for the 1800 Kali. You cannot manage the 200 women. How can you manage the 1800 women? First come to the life and see your experiences. Have deepest possible understanding about your life. Then you can go for religion or God or anybody. If you can't love your neighbor, if you can't love your family persons, how can you love the God which you have never seen? If you can't love the persons whom you are seeing every day, how can you love the person whom you have never seen? All your love for God is a simple fantasy. Be very clear, please don't mistake me. I am telling few truths in a very hard way, but no other way. Even if it hurts, truth is truth. How long you can hide your eyes? All our love for God is nothing but simple fantasy. Anyhow, you have dreams, whether you sleep or whether you are awakeful state, whether you are in the wakeful state, both the time, continuously you are dreaming. In the night times, you understand that you are dreaming because you don't have activity. In the daytime, you have activity. Because of that, you don't understand you are dreaming. But both the state, you are continuously dreaming. That is why, that is what they mean when they say man is asleep. There is a great master. There was a great master, George Gurdjieff. But when you speak about the masters, you cannot use the word was. You can use only the word is, because they are always. They don't die. They may leave the body, but they don't die. George Gurdjieff, have you heard of him? He was in the Russia. George Gurdjieff, a great enlightened master from the West. He had a disciple, P.D. Auspansky, who is a great philosopher. The Auspansky goes to George Gurdjieff and asks him, Master, teach me, how can I become Buddha? How can I become awakened? How can I become enlightened? Then Master gives a beautiful meditation technique, which we will be doing today. The technique is developed from George Gurdjieff. We will be doing that meditation. He gives him that meditation technique and tells him, you cannot leave this house for next 3 months. Continuously you should do this meditation. Continuously you should do this meditation for 3 months. And he's really a highly qualified disciple, a sincere disciple. He leaves all this job, work, everything, and 3 months he does that meditation continuously. After that meditation, after 3 months, the Guruji says, now you come out. Let us go for a walk. He walks into the town where they were staying. Guruji, the housepans guy says, I feel everybody is asleep. I don't want to come into the city anymore. I feel everybody is totally drugged. Everybody is drunk. I feel everybody is, I could see the people going for shopping. People are fighting with each other, loving each other, or living with each other. But I could see the whole thing is happening in the mood of sleeping. I could see people are in the deep sleep. What has happened to this city? Guruji says, the Master says, nothing has happened to the city. City is as it is. Only something has happened to you. Because something has happened to you, you think the whole city is sleeping. You have become awakened. You have become enlightened. That is the reason you see the whole city is sleeping. When a Buddha says, you are all asleep. When a Jesus says, man is asleep. When a Master says, there is a beautiful story in the Janaka's life. I think time is up. We will not be able to see the story, but I will explain one word. There was a person in the early times in India, when the sun rises, there used to be a person who will have a drum with his hands. He will beat the drum, go around the city, announcing that morning has come, please all of you get up. You all should go for your daily life routine. In those days there was no alarm, nothing. So only that by that beating, by the drum, people will come to know sun has raised, time has come, we should get up, we should go for our routine. Just like that, there was a man in the Janaka's court who will go around the court, who will go around the palace beating the drum, announcing the time has come, please all of you wake up. That man is actually enlightened man. He uses beautiful word, Jakrat, Jakrat. Please wake up, wake up. He chants a beautiful sloka. There is a sutra written by him, sloka written by him. He announces, please don't get up only from your dreams or your wakeful state. Please get up from your wakeful state also. Please get awakened from your dreams, from your desires, from your mind. There is a beautiful statement, beautiful sutra. I wanted you to understand this one word, Jakrat, Jakrat. Get awakened, get awakened. Throughout the spiritual history, almost all the masters again and again confirm the man is asleep. He needs to be awakened. When they say man is asleep, they mean you are dreaming, either you are in wakeful state or in your dreaming state. You need to awaken yourself. You need to come out of the so-called waking state also. You need to enter into the space where you don't have thoughts, where you don't have daydreaming. The state where you don't have daydreaming is what is called enlightenment or the awakened state. Here you have no thoughts, only the consciousness. Here you have consciousness. It is like a sky with clouds. This is like a sky without clouds or the stars. Pure space. Pure space. If you understand these three states, then you can understand this state. In this state, there will be no thoughts, but there will be pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. It will be just like a sleep, no thoughts, but just like a wakeful state, consciousness. In the meditation, many people come and tell me, Swamiji, suddenly for few minutes, I do not know whether I slept or not. Suddenly for few minutes, there was no thoughts, but I was there. What it means? That is what I say enlightenment or the awakened state. Many people experience, even in the ASP, even in the meditation classes, they experience this state. There is no thought, but there is no, that it is not that he has slept. No, neither he slept, nor there was any thought. Only the pure space remains. That is the state of enlightenment, state of consciousness, state of awakened, the awakened state. When you reach this state, only then you are called Buddha. Buddha means in Sanskrit, a simple translation is awakened one. The awakened one. You may ask, are we all sleeping? Yes, it is true. Ramana Maharshi says, a man who has not become enlightened, his life is nothing but from a dream. You fall in deep sleep, again you come to the dream, again you fall in deep sleep, again you come to the dream. Only that much is your life. Till you become enlightened, you do not know what is life. You dream something, you fall in sleep. You dream something and you fall asleep. Because till you become enlightened, till you reach that awakened state, till you awake yourself from the daydreaming, you will not know what is reality, what is life, what is actually going on. You will see only what you want to see. Don't think only in the dreams you see what you want to see. Even in the daytime you see only what you want to see. Just tell me, if you read 100-page novel, you got only 2 pages, and you rewrite the whole novel from the 2 pages, how much the original novel will be, how much your novel will be true to the original novel? No. The same way, you pick up 2 things from what is reality, 2 things from the world, and you project your own world. And can you say this what you see is real? Can you say what you see is real? Anybody who can say what I see is real? No. That is what Shankara means when he says the whole world is Maya. Whole world is Maya. The great problem is the Maya word cannot be translated into English as an illusion. No. Illusion gives a totally different idea. Maya word is totally different. Maya means which is not there. What you see is not there. What is there you can't see. You are not seeing what is there. You are seeing what is not. What is not only you are seeing. What is there you can't see. A small incident from my life, my own personal life. At the age of 10, I have been taken actually by my family people to an enlightened master, Annamalai Swamigal. He is called Annamalai Swamigal. His name is Annamalai Swamigal. He is also living he was living in my town, the town in which I am born and brought up. He is the disciple of Ramana Maharshi, a great enlightened mystic, enlightened master. When I went to see him, he was talking to the people. Whatever you see is Maya, it is all Maya, and nothing is true. You are the self. You are not affected by any pain. You are beyond pains and suffering. All these great things he was telling. Suddenly I thought, what is this? He says we will not be affected by pain. Just the other day I hit myself in the house and I felt the pain. He says that we will not be affected by the pain. We are the Atman, we are self. Actually I was excited to know that we will not be affected by the pain. Straight I went to the house and took a knife and cut myself on the thigh to test whether the pain affects us or not. Still now the mark is there. Still now the mark is there on the thigh. And Naturally, the terrible pain, the blood is coming out. Above all, my mother gave some good blows. Fool, what have you done? And immediately I was taken to the hospital and they put all the stitches. And I'm a just 10-year-old boy. And after a few days, I ran to that same Swami. I told, you see, what have you done? You taught me all these things. I went to the house and checked it and tested it on myself. What have you done? You told that everything is Maya. No pain affects us. But I went to the house and directly checked it on myself. You see, the same thing is taught to the Arjuna by Krishna. Krishna says, Nainam chindandi sastrani, Nainam dagati pavakaha. In the 2nd chapter of Gita, Atman cannot be killed by the weapons. It cannot be burnt by the fire. It cannot be wet. It cannot be made wet by the water. All these things. But Arjuna is a very intelligent guy. He checked it on others. He only killed others. He never tested it upon himself. But somehow I went and tested it on myself. Then I ran to him. You see, what is this? What you taught to me? You told the whole world is illusion. And we are not affected by the pain and the suffering. And I went and tested it on myself. I felt the pain. Of course, the great thing is somehow I didn't even bother that there was pain. I was bothering why I am not able to understand. What's the problem? One thing I was very clear, that Swami cannot tell lie. Because he's an enlightened man. He has no vested interest. That why should he tell a lie? Then what is the problem? Where is the gap? When I asked him, he said a beautiful way. My son, he was a very loving person. He just put his hand on my shoulder. Still now I could very vividly remember. An old man with a one lion cloth sitting and hugging me. My son, now you will not understand what I said, but I will tell you a small meditation to do. You do that meditation and then you will understand what I said. And 10-year-old boy, I told, what should I do? He taught me a small meditation, a very small meditation technique. But naturally, 10-year-old boy, how can I take up the responsibility of meditation? I told, I do not know how to do the meditation and all. He said, he gave me a small technique. He said, you try to do, that's enough. Else will be taken care. Don't bother about it. I can only say that all my heart throbs when I remember him with gratitude. I took up a small meditation technique. What he said is nothing. He said, whenever you are free, you have a time, sit and see for whom all your thoughts are coming. That's all. Who is thinking in you? You say, he asked me, who are you? I told, Rajshekaran, I am the grandson of so and so. My grandfather is the Jamindar. Jamindar means, you understand, landlord of that whole area, that whole city. So he is a very popular man. I told him, I am the grandson of so and so. My name is such. Then he said, you say that your name is so and so. You ask yourself, who is that person? Very simple thing. You ask yourself, who says your name? As soon as I asked you, you said, I am Rajshekaran. That's what my name, my parental name. Who says that name? You ask yourself. I know only that I am a grandson of so and so, one popular person. Then I thought, all right, when he says, let me try. Whenever I used to feel free, I used to try that meditation technique. I do not know it is a meditation, that's one more thing. I just try to do that. After 2 years, this incident happened when I was 10. When I was 12, one day evening, a beautiful evening, later on I found that day was Buddha Purnima, the Vaigasi month of Visaga Nakshatra. Evening, it was around 4:30. I was sitting under that hillock, under the Arunachala hillock, on a small rock, very casually, and trying to do this technique. And suddenly, at one moment, I felt I'm going deep into the meditation. Something burst into my being and something opened. And there was a strange experience happened. I'll try to explain that experience. If you can understand, understand. Otherwise, you relax. When time comes, you will understand. Suddenly, I started seeing a whole 360 degree. You know only how to see 120 degree. I started seeing whole 360 degree with my closed eyes. Whole 360 degree. You can imagine, I could see in one moment this light, this board, this speaker, and that light, this photo, and that photo, that light, everything. At 1 second, at one moment, everything. Not only this way, I started seeing this way also. The next moment, not only I could see, I could feel everything is me. Very difficult to comprehend. But once you get some experience of meditation, then you will understand how solid and how truthful this experience is. I could see this side 360 degree and that side 360 degree at one moment, and the next moment I felt the whole thing is me. The rock on which I was sitting, the sky which was above my head, the temple which was backside me, the hillock which was in front of me, the trees which was side, the city which was in my left side, everything could be seen in one moment. The next moment I felt the whole thing is me. The boundary of this body is lost. Then I really understood the pain cannot affect us. Suffering cannot touch us. Why I tell this experience, why I share my experience with you, when that Annamalai Swamigal said, the pain and suffering cannot affect you, I never understood. I took it in a different way. I went and tried, checked it on myself. But only I had that experience, I had that glimpse, I had that spiritual experience. I could be very clear that no pain, no suffering can affect us. From that day I tell you, it's my honest experience. Afterwards, I never felt any pain or any suffering throughout my life. With that experience, I tell you, when I say, when you understand these three things, you become awakened. The suffering disappears from your life. You may not understand, but when you take up this one technique, the meditation technique, and see it in your life, then you will understand the real meaning of what I say. When you experiment, when you try to play with the techniques, I tell you, all meditations should be done with a playful mood, not with too much of seriousness. By doing it seriously, you spoil the whole thing. Meditation should never be done with a long face. I always tell the people, religion is not for the people who have got long faces. You see, the life has become such, the long face has become a nature for you people. For ordinarily, if you sit silently, naturally you will see your face becomes a long face. Long face becomes a nature for us. We feel only difficult to laugh. The laughing has become something like an act. The long face has become a natural. But for the kids, you can see laughing is a natural thing. Long face is the something like act. That's why when the kids laugh, you ask them, hey, why are you laughing? Keep quiet, sit. You want to make them also buffalo. You want to make them also to the state where you are alive. Then only you feel comfortable. You see, otherwise you feel something uncomfortable. They are different. And once we make them also like us, then we feel totally safe. Totally comfortable. You see, around the world, you can see kids of America, kids of India, kids of Australia, kids of any country, do you see any single kid, any one kid who is ugly? Even in Ethiopia, where poverty is there, they may be lean, thin, but they will not be ugly. Kids will never be ugly. Have you seen a single kid who is ugly? Have you seen a single grown-up man who is beautiful? Who is graceful? When you carry the seriousness, when you carry the long face, when you carry a too serious mood, you spoil the whole life. You just spoil your whole being. You just carry ugliness with a long face. You just carry the disgrace with a long face. With a smiling face, with a light mood, you carry the grace with you. Wherever you go, a special light enters. Your aura enters. With a smiling face, with a light mood, with a playful mood, with innocence, you carry grace with you. You carry a new aura with you. With a tight mood, with a seriousness, you carry ugliness. You carry a disgrace with you. You disrespect your life when you carry the long face. You disrespect your life when you carry the long face. Any meditation technique should be done with a light mood and the joyful feeling. Just play. Don't have the serious mood. Don't try to become enlightened in half an hour. That is what makes the whole thing complicated. You somehow try to, you see, just like a job. You want to achieve $1 million in 1 year. Then what do you have to do? You have to work day and night with seriousness. You jump on this person, you jump on that person. You roll your head and roll on the ground. You do all sorts of gymnastics. Same way, you try to become enlightened in half an hour. Oh, Swami will go away within 1 week. Let me become enlightened before he leaves Los Angeles. That makes the whole procedure, whole thing, you postpone it by your seriousness. You see, sincerity is totally different from seriousness. Sincerity is something like you put your whole effort in a relaxed way. Relaxed mood and putting the whole effort is what is sincerity. When you are tensed, when you are serious, you just postpone the thing to happen. You postpone the enlightenment when you are serious and when you are too tight. Now, because this is the meditation in which you need to relax. But the great problem, even relaxation became an act for us. Actually, relaxation has become an act for us. When I say relax, people ask me, Swamiji, what to do? What should I do, Swamiji? I tell you, relax. They tell what to do. Tell me what to do, Swamiji. They couldn't understand. No, actually, people could not understand when I say relax. If I say to do something, then they are perfectly all right. They feel safe. Yes, we know how to do, Swamiji. Because doing has become a natural. Doing has become a nature. Relaxing has become something unnatural. You yourself will ask, relaxing means what to do? You feel something strange if you are asked to relax. But this is a technique to do with relax. When I say relax, what you understand by the word relax, you do that. Don't bother. Don't ask for any technique. What you understand from your mind as a relaxation, do that much. That is enough. Don't ask for one more technique. How will I relax? How much you understand as relaxation, do that much and feel comfortable you are relaxing. Oh, relaxation means something else should be done. What will I do? The worrying only is work. Relax from that worrying also. Relax from the idea that you should relax. Don't bother. Don't make one more work. Don't make the relaxation as a one more work. Relax from the idea that you should relax. You understand? That is the first relaxation you are supposed to do. First relaxation you are supposed to do. Relax from the idea that you should relax. Relax how much you can relax. Relax what you understand by the word relaxation. All of you are clear? Now, we will enter into the meditation. Before entering into the meditation, few minutes for question answer, because we are ahead of schedule. Just few minutes for question answer. Any question? Any of you? On any subject? Oh, no question means all of you understood everything?
Except the relaxing part.
Please don't feel shy. If you feel shy, I do not know how much you understood. If you put question, I can understand how much you understood. That's why. Yes, one by one.
You said that we should conquer and we should control all three bodies. But the dream body, I have a big problem with that.
Dream body?
If you control the dream body, that means you know you are dreaming, then the dream stops. And so, what exactly do you mean by saying you are dreaming?
When you know you are dreaming, if a dream stops, perfectly all right. Dream is a sickness. Do you know Sigmund Freud, the father of psychology? Father of psychology, Sigmund Freud. He has done 30 years of dream, 30 years research on dreamings. On dream, he has done 30 years of research. Anybody who has read his books? Sigmund Freud. I think there are so many doctors. Sigmund Freud who has done research, 30 years on dream. Finally, he says, dream is a disease. Actually, it is. Dream is a disease. There are strange discoveries done by him, which are declared 5,000 years ago by Tantra. Tantra philosophy works on the dream state too much. They have done a lot of research. 5,000 years ago, the tantric scriptures, what they say, he confirms line by line. Sutra by sutra, the Sigmund Freud confirms. Finally, he misses on one point. That is why, just because he missed that one point, the whole essence of psychology is missed. Otherwise, psychology would have met spirituality. Einstein has got one point. Because of that only, the whole physics has met the spirituality. The whole physics has turned towards the Eastern mystics. Because the Freud has missed one point, one essential point, the psychologists could not turn towards the Eastern mystics. Anyhow, I'll tell few discoveries of Sigmund Freud. First thing, he says, dream is nothing but a disease. Next thing he says, more than 14 minutes you cannot be in the deep sleep state without dreams. He says, in a deep sleep state, your eyeballs don't move. When you dream, even your eyelids are closed, your eyeballs move. From that experiment, when a man sleeps, he sits beside him and takes the reading. Once in how many minutes the eyeball movement starts. Then he records. He says, after such a long research, more than 14 minutes, you cannot have deep sleep without dreams. And there are one more thing. In that conclusion only he missed the whole point. He says, the whole world, man as such has to be in suffering, no other way to escape from the suffering. From that point only he missed. In that point only he missed. The Tantra says, man can enter into bliss when he becomes awakened, when he becomes Buddha, when he becomes enlightened. But Freud says, man can never enter into joyful state, man can never enter into the bliss. Suffering is a state of human being because he never experimented with a Buddha. Whom he saw is only passions. He saw only the people who live in these three states. Fortunately, are